Case for interwebkaiju here. Not anything new, you guys can just look at the old stuff. There's all this junk. What was the last thing we got? All these cars. Yep. And this is Godzilla and other movie monsters.
He's a killer, baby. He's Godzilla, baby.
The movie begins with a montage, and it's really good. I mean, it really surprised me. Probably one of the best Godzilla montages I've seen. Up there with the one from Final Wars, and in my opinion, probably better than the ones in the Godzilla Fantasia movies. The film showcases a lot of footage, and definitely not just from Godzilla films. In fact, most of it isn't. There's some cool stuff here, and a lot of clips that I've never seen before. Though there are plenty of Godzilla films, all the way up to the '98 one. There's some funny songs in here. You'd think I would have heard most of the Godzilla songs by now, but it's a pleasant surprise. The music in general is good. Nothing special, but everything fits almost perfectly to the footage and parts of the narration. Whoever edited the clips together did a phenomenal job picking the right clips for the narration and fitting it so well into the musical track. Especially when looking at the extremely vast array of titles that they had to edit from. The movie's title states that other movie monsters would be the subject of the film as well, but it's really just a third about Godzilla and then the other 2/3 about movie dinosaurs, which is fine. They were probably quite the monstrous sight at the time, but to me, movie monsters would be something more imaginative. There's a lot of scenes of old dinosaur films in this part, but a lot of the narration is just history on the dinosaurs themselves and not on movie plots or productions. The movie also goes a bit too deep into some of these dinosaur movies, whereas it mostly glosses over a lot of other titles. When it goes to the King Kong part, it really only talks about the original, while basically just acknowledging that Son of Kong, Godzilla vs. Kong, King Kong Escapes, the remake, and King Kong Lives were made. Even with the super short bits, it's nice to see Frankenstein Conquers the World, Atragon, Gamera, Gorgo, Reptilicus, the Giant Claw, and Space Amoeba under its Yogg moniker mentioned. Though again, all these parts combined may have the running time of the detail the movie gives to just one of the many dinosaur films it talks about. But even with these nice additions, the movie really drags after a certain point. The feature is 100 minutes long, and it's all just one big history lesson, so be forewarned. It's all clips and narration, no interviews or new footage taken by the filmmakers of the documentary. I think this is just taken from an old trailer, but Gorosaurus is labeled as Baragon. The movie is shown in the old 4:3 full screen aspect ratio, which is fine. I'm pretty sure this was the standard for home videos at the time it was made. But it's just weird because it'll show footage in a different aspect ratio within the 4:3 one. This means you really can't adjust the projected ratio on your viewing device to match it, so either you just deal with having a weird rectangle of video in the middle of your screen, or you cut off the top and bottom of the 4:3 ones. It's not really a big deal, it's just weird to see them go back and forth in an actual production. Though, I mean, my intros do this, so nah. The narrator speaks in a pretty non-interesting tone and a bit too quietly when put up against the background music and sound effects. So again, kinda like my videos, but I'm pretty sure he was getting paid. Oh, and it's weird to hear him constantly refer to Godzilla as the king of the dinosaurs. The bulk of the Heisei series is absent, and here we just go from Godzilla 1985 to the '98 American version. Remember that humorous Godzilla song I mentioned earlier? Well, it loses its charm once it shows up 3 times, with either the same footage accompanying it or pretty close to the same footage. It's not even just a little bit of the song, it's a good couple minutes each time. The bonus features include a 10-minute 1948 film, The Lost World. There's some cool stop motion effects, but those are mainly already seen in the documentary, and the accompanying story doesn't add any tension to them. you don't care about the characters, the pacing is really slow, and the story isn't really interesting outside of the initial idea of explorers stumbling upon living dinosaurs. For historical reference, this is alright, but it's not too entertaining. The next is the Godzilla Rap, which isn't a rap song. In fact, it's the same song I was just talking about that appeared in the film 3 times. Not sure why this is a bonus feature, as it's the same song with the same clips, but at least we know who it's by now. Caveman Bob and the Bobettes. Oh, and it's not very rap-like. It sounds more like a Steve Martin folk song. Not that this is a bad thing, I just feel like it's a bit mislabeled. I was pleasantly surprised to find a new Godzilla song that was actually alright, but by the time you watch the movie, you're not going to want to watch it again as a special feature. Lastly, we have Godzilla vs. Bambi, which is also basically shown in whole in the documentary. Here we do get the credits, so we know who was involved. The short's alright, there's really nothing to say about it. Drawings are almost minimalistic but work, animation is fine, nothing special. Sound is actually great, but the whole thing works on a surprise comedy effect that's basically lost after the first view or even after the first viewing.
That was Godzilla and Other Movie Monsters. If you want to know about the history of dinosaurs, check it out. There's not really that much Godzilla involved, but it's alright. If the footage sparks your interest, check it out. If not, you're not missing much. If you have any movies, TV shows you want me to review, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.
For God's sake, hurry, man.
A smokestack sucking slab of slime straight out of the sludge. Scientists consider lung cancer an unlikely cause of the demise of dinosaurs.